to My Doll's House Diary, episode 12. Now I want to start by saying thank you to everybody who left a comment on episode 11. There's loads of really great information there and a couple of really useful links as well, so thank you for those. Now today is going to be a bit of a shorter episode. I'm going to continue stripping the wallpaper and my aim is to have these main rooms at least finished today. Now I won't film everything, I'll just sort of update you as I go along, and I'll be continuing with the warm water and dish soap or washing up liquid that I got on with quite well yesterday. Now also, a little while ago, somebody asked me for the dimensions of the doll's house, so I've got my tape measure here, so we'll do that today as well. And I also want to ask you a question about wallpaper in the opening doors of a doll's house, so we'll look at that as well. And we'll just have a bit of a general natter. Okay, so we'll start off then with the measurements, and I'll give you the measurements in inches and centimetres. So let's start off with the width of the house, which is 86 centimetres, and that's 33 3/4 inches. And then the height to the top of the chimney, just stacked all my stuff down here, so it's not easy to get to. That is 40 inches or 102 centimetres, and then the overall depth is 39 centimetres, 15.5 inches. And then let me give you the measurements of the actual the larger rooms as well. So the internal measurement is 12 inches or 30.5 centimetres across by 15 inches or 38 centimetres deep. And that's actually why I really love this doll's house, because you've got such a lovely deep room. Some doll's houses are quite shallow and you can't fit much furniture in. And then the height of the individual rooms is 9 inches or 23 centimetres. And then on the sort of landings or the hallways, obviously the same height. And then the width is 8 inches or 20 centimetres. And again the same depth, so the 15-inch depth. And then you could probably work this out by just deducting that height from, actually let me give you that height. So 71 centimetres or 28 inches just up to the roof there. And then, how should we do this? Open that flap up. And I'll just give you the height of that internal wall there. Again is 8 inches or 20 centimetres. Okay, so that was sort of one person's question in particular, but I hope that helps if you're sort of doing something similar, or if you even want to build your own 12 scale doll's house in this sort of style. Okay, so let me just shut that down. Okay, so the other thing I was going to talk to you about, let me just lift these up. So these are the external doors. That one's sort of concertina's open like that. And on the back there, but I had actually done, as you can see, a square to correspond with the room behind. And I really just wanted to ask you what you think about that, because I'm not sure if when the sort of doors are open, that might look a bit too fussy or a little bit messy, and whether perhaps you think it's better to have just one sort of neutral colour on the opening doors, maybe to match the sort of entrance hall, or whether you think that this wall should correspond to the room behind. Because you don't actually see that wall, do you, unless you're sort of peering in, I suppose, from the back windows. So let me know what you think, or indeed what you've done with your own doll's house. And I'm actually going to leave these out because I only thought about this in the middle of the night, that I'll need to strip these off as well, whatever I then decide to do with the doors. Okay, so just wanted to show you what I've done so far then, and I haven't been working on it for long, probably, I don't know, 45 minutes, and I've taken Sysop 22's advice, so spray up one room and then go and spray up another part, and by the time you get back to the first part it will be sort of nicely soaked and will come away easier, and I'm certainly finding that. So thank you Sysop 22 for that tip. And here in the entrance hall, as you can see, not much left in there. The ceiling again, a little bit left on there, but I think just sanding or using that abrasive sponge will get rid of most of that. And then I've sort of sprayed up this room, and I actually went and made a cup of tea. You probably think I drink a lot of tea. I actually don't. I probably only have about 3 or 4 cups a day. But I just sort of tend to check in with you when I stop for a cup of tea, so that's why. And then I did the same as well with the flooring card, and that's the living room there. So I sprayed that up and left it for quite a while. And what you can see there now is actually more glue than card, which I think is going to be impossible to remove with this method, but also I'm not going to try and remove the glue. Because I'll be putting another sort of card template down here, it's going to give me a smooth surface anyway, so I'm not too bothered about that. So I'll have a quick sand and then that will stay like that, and that's happening here as well. In the entrance hall, just some of the card I use, just I don't really know how the glue has got on top of the card and kind of sealed it onto the floor, whether it's just sort of soaked in and then taken the print with it. So that's that. And then over here in the what used to be the study and the dining room down here, tripod's got caught on the chair, I've been having a fun old time just peeling a lot of the paper away from the ceiling, so I'm getting off what I can just by peeling. Up there as well, got rid of quite a bit in there, so I'll tidy that out. And then go back to that landing that's now had a good soak. When I'm in my workshop, I've got my TV and DVD player, so I'll normally stick a DVD on, a film or something. But when I'm out here in what is essentially our dining room, we also have our computer and printer out here, so it's sort of like a combined study as well. I like to listen to podcasts, and I'm really getting into them lately. You don't realise how many podcasts are out there. You can find them on almost any subject. And one that I really enjoy and that I've just listened to this morning is called Something Rhymes with Purple. And it's, if you're in the UK, you've probably heard of Giles Brandreth and a lady called Susie Dent, who is a linguist really. She studies languages and words and things like that, and it's all about words and language and phrases and things like that, and the origin of words, and it's really interesting. So if you like that sort of thing, do give it a listen. Something Rhymes with Purple. And if you know of any really good podcasts, then just pop them in the comments below. So it's now after lunch, and I did actually stop for an hour today. I normally just have half an hour, but I stopped for an hour and started editing these videos together so that I can get this uploaded this afternoon. So as you can see, entrance hall's done, the first landing is done, and come back down here, I've also done what was the dining room. So I've just got the study and then that top landing to do, and then that's these main rooms done, and then I'll give them a really good sort of tidy up. Use the sponge and the sandpaper to get rid of any of these little bits of paper that are still clinging to the walls, and then I'll leave it there for today. And that's really just because I want to get this video on today, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do one tomorrow. I haven't done as much as I wanted to do this morning. A couple of sales calls and a few other bits and pieces that I had to see to. So it's gone a little bit slower than I'd hoped. But let me get these last 2 rooms done and then I'll check in with you again. Okay, so it's now 3:30 and I'm going to call it a day in terms of actually recording, and I'm going to edit this video so that I can upload it later this afternoon. But in terms of what I wanted to get done, I'm pretty much there. These 9 main rooms are now stripped. I could probably get a little bit more off. I've been over with the abrasive sponge, but I'd like to go over with a bit of sandpaper as well. The floors now, I won't do anything more with those because like I said earlier, I'll be using a template to apply the wooden flooring to. So I'm happy that those surfaces will look fine. But I will sand down the walls, and I'm going to be applying lining paper to all of the walls as well. So all that's left to do now are these top 2 rooms, so that craft room there and just those 2 side walls. Like I said before, I'm going to leave the ceiling paper on the back there. The same in the top landing, so I've just got a little bit of paper to remove at the top of both of those walls. And then if you remember, I said this attic room here will be left as it is. And then of course I've got the doors to strip, but I've just tucked them back into that corner for now, and I'll do those when I carry on with the attic rooms of the doll's house. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Now, I may not be uploading a video tomorrow, but I will be doing some recording, and I actually want to start on another of the furniture projects for the kitchen, and I'm waiting still for my copy of my latest book to arrive, Build a Garden Shed in 1/12 scale, and as soon as that arrives I'll do a review of that as well. So I certainly will be seeing you within a couple of days. And again, thank you to everybody who's already bought a copy of the book. Julie Bishop, I see you commented on yesterday's video that you'd paused the video and gone off to order a copy. So thank you so much for that, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.